Hi.
Hey, everyone.
Welcome back to External Validation.
I think you thought we forgot about you.
We did.
We did for a while. And then we realized, wow, we were probably just not looking forward to this episode, which is a bittersweet one for us.
I've shed some tears.
Tears were shed.
We're in our feels.
Yes. I would say we're not okay, but in a much larger sense, we're also just really much not okay still.
You know what it is? I think it's, for me, just like a immense sense of gratitude that we went on this journey, and it makes, not that it's coming to an end.
No.
Technically speaking.
Technically.
Situationally. I don't know. But guys, this is the final episode of our inaugural.
Yes, no, things are going okay for
this
us.
is the final episode of our inaugural season of External Validation, the podcast.
It's honestly crazy. Honestly, right before we started grabbing the mics today, Emilia and I were talking, and we were saying, wow, to think back when we really first were talking about this podcast, besides the concept, we were like, all right, let's really do this. We failed so many times getting everything up and running. ChatGPT became our best friend.
Yep, still is.
Figuring out what platform do we need. We downloaded like 10 different softwares. I bought a new laptop because I thought my laptop was wrong. Bought new mics. Then we bought the stand. The stand was wrong. Then we realized that we had to merge the sound together and get something with a fruit in its name, which was strange. Banana. And it was just, listen, it's like we say, Pisces and a Gemini walk into a bar. In this case, it was a EA and me walk into a bar, and we had no idea what we were doing.
We were just throwing things until it hit the wall, and I think we finally, at the end of our season, we did it.
That wall. Yeah. No, it has been such a fun and honest, wild ride. So I have to thank my my co-host and friend for doing this with me and kind of taking season one to its heights, if you will.
And thank you for believing in me that we can do this together. And I'm really excited to see what the future holds for us.
The future is bright. It's kind of funny though. So. And again, so what we're trying to do with this episode is this is a kind of a recap / reflections episode, excuse me, and kind of what's next in our lives kind of during this hiatus between potentially maybe season two. TBD or TDB. We don't know. No, I'm just kidding.
Who knows?
But it's kind of funny though. So when we first started the story of external validation, we were both looking for something that was kind of us, that was quirky, light, and funny, but something that was a little bit more like heavy and raw at the same time. This mix of two friends talking, like kind of like you peeking into our general conversations where things can go a bit unhinged to kind of advisory, if you will.
Yeah, 100%. And I think you guys allowed us into your homes to talk about something as so small as, Barbara from accounting doesn't like me, to, marriages and future dreams and perfectionism, identity crises. And it's such a deep and raw view of our life that we're so grateful you allowed us to share it with you guys.
Yeah, I will tell you, for me, I'm not a wonderful public speaker.
I think I'm
definitely not, but thank you. I appreciate it. I never loved the sound of my voice. I never would expect myself to ever want to be, call it center of attention, meaning someone download and listen to me speak. I never saw that as something for myself. So for me, whether anyone listened or not, for me to grab a mic and try something like this was a significant feat. So I think that was first accomplishment, my first cheers, if you will, of what external validation did for me.
I think for me, my cheers is that we actually stuck to it.
Yeah, we really did.
We really did. And I mean, listen, there have been some hiccups, but with anything that you start for the first time, you're learning as you go.
Yeah.
And I'm really proud of myself and us for continuously keeping this in the forefront of something for us to explore. And I think getting out of our comfort zones, trying to, go viral on TikTok, trying to create a whole community. It's, it doesn't happen overnight, but I'm excited for the growth that we have made over, honestly, it's only 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And literally. We got 8 episodes.
Literally.
We're on all of the podcast streaming sites, if you will. We are global. I just found out we're in Wales, guys. So hello to our whale listeners.
Absolutely. I'm actually checking right now our stats. And listen, we understand we're not the big fish in the sea.
Yet.
We're not really anything just yet. But to think that we reached the UK at some point, we reached Australia at another point. We reached the Netherlands at another point.
So cool.
Just to think that someone would even want to click on us for any reason
exactly
is so kind of wild. So listen, yeah, maybe it didn't convert to the full-time user. Maybe it didn't convert to something, wonderful and amazing just yet. The fact that someone would want to even hear what we'd have to say, even for a second, we're just grateful for that honor, quite honestly.
And you guys just wait till season 2. We're going to be a well-oiled machine by then.
It's about being no hiccups and about being well-oiled as a machine.
Listen, I like to be freshly lubed, if you will.
Oh, God.
Like the Chin Man.
So, what we thought was in this kind of like next part, like I think we want to just say, aside from thank you again, is just to say what this experience has brought to us. Emilia, why don't you go first? What did it bring to you in reflection?
If I start tearing again, do not laugh at
me. Yes, no, it's...
This was a really pivotal.
It was pivotal.
We just keep tripping over our words today. And guys, we haven't even had wine.
Nope.
This is sober ducks over here.
This is sober. This is with a half drinking coffee from my favorite
coffee establishment.
House. Yes.
Yep. And I had my tea before. So, but yeah, my reflections. Let's see. I'm having a rough go at it. I'm not going to lie. I think even just going into the winter, you have such a reflective mood on the past year, and we're hitting the holidays, which usually always gets everyone a little in their feelings. For myself, I'm definitely rewriting my self-identity, my self-worth. I think I've had to be so much for so many other people for so long. I forgot myself in the process. And it's really difficult to come to that realization sometimes. And doing this podcast really helped remind me that I can do things for myself that I find exciting or challenging. And it was really lovely to experience. I also think so much has changed in terms of my living situation, and, marriages are always continuing to grow, and friendships, work, anything that you can think of in life, that you name it, I feel like I've been through this year, and just navigating them with, in my eyes, as softly as I could, really reminded me, especially recently, I've been having just such random thoughts about where I fit into just life, right? My friend's life, my husband's life, my family's life, my work relationships life, and I have to fit into my own life first. And I feel like I forgot a lot of that. So it's been, not gonna lie, guys, I'm really emotional. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm very emotional about this. Learning boundaries, learning through you, kind of how to navigate corporate America again, because I've realized I just am not good at playing the game, and I've realized I had to take a step back and kind of realize where I am the problem in so many things. And it's hard to come to terms that, like, you really have to reinvent yourself. But I'm excited for the next year of reinventing myself and finding out truly who I am and what I want to do. So thank you for allowing me the space.
Oh my God, my absolute pleasure. Thank you for sharing it.
Yeah, what about you?
As you were doing this too, I just wanted to make sure we had some of our dates aligned.
Oh, okay.
So when we published our first episode, that was on September 4th.
Yes.
And today is November 24th. So to think as of September 4th, I never had a TikTok. Mm-hmm. From there, I was able to go on TikTok, and I haven't really been on social media, so I don't really do social media. Now I'm on TikTok. When I first started on September 4th, I had 0 TikTok followers. I haven't posted in years. I have a Facebook, but I don't use it quite often. I had nothing, and to think now I have over 800 followers on TikTok, which is wild.
Went semi-viral
twice.
Cool.
And again, for those that have millions of followers, this is nowhere near viral as you is probably normal. But to have over 2,800 likes, hundreds of comments, 40,000 plus views on one post, over 30,000 views on another post was pretty awesome, and in a really unexpected way. And so I feel like what I take from this whole experience is that fear just lives in your head. If you just grab a mic and start talking, I think you get more clarity out of things.
Yeah.
I realized too that, like, I've always did believe in the Steve Jobs quote that if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Mm-hmm. And so I realized, like, I don't know if had it not been for this podcast, what I've gotten at TikTok, would I have wanted to put something else about my life out there and be kind of like unapologetic about it. So I think what this podcast has done was, I guess, find authenticity in my life, learn how to live a little bit uniquely for myself. I learned that too, as a perfectionist, it's easy to get caught up in the metrics, and it's easy to get caught up in, like, if someone likes you and what you're posting, and you and I spoke about this a lot.
Yeah.
And then I think what I realized was I just wanted to be authentically me, and I feel like that's led me to a better place. I mean, since then, quite honestly, I have certain things that are in the pipeline that are really awesome. Booming is pretty awesome. That's been really awesome. I've been able to read a lot about my life and perfectionism and getting over that, which has been great. And I set some pretty high watermark goals. And I feel like I've been crushing those goals as a result of it. So what the podcast did was keep me organized, keep me sane, keep me honest. It made me always kind of, I guess, be accountable for what I say, what I want, where I want to go. So not only thank you to everyone who would listen, but thank you to Emilia for that as well.
I'm like on the verge of tears. So with reflection and talking about the gratitude and seeing what you did good and our cheers, as we like to call it, I think when we talk about challenges.
Yeah, let's do like a little I ask, you ask type of bit. Okay. I feel like maybe that's more us.
Let's start there. Yeah, I'm obviously, guys, I'm in a mood. I can't even put a thought together right now.
I'm going to ask you. Okay. And actually, I'm going to do a reminiscent of one of our first posts of getting to know your owners of.
Yes.
Hey, Emilia.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Emilia.
Hey, Chris.
I got a question for you.
What's up?
What was a moment this year, as of November 24th of 2025, a moment where you almost felt like quitting something important?
Honestly, doing this challenging thing, I felt like I wanted to quit all the time because I just...
The pod
and with my TikTok journey, I haven't been consistent. I've been in my head. A lot of mean comments have teetered me off.
I know, it's been rough.
We knew it was going to happen one episode.
Just to be clear, like, there is this season 2. So, I'm not sure.
It's just been a year. Oh my God. I've wanted to quit this podcast and my TikTok journey every single time we do it because I keep getting in my head. I keep thinking I'm not worthy. I keep thinking I'm not interesting and I'm average, and nobody is going to want to come to the average 33-year-old millennial navigating marriage, corporate life, friendships, family. And it's been really hard to battle those thoughts. But I didn't quit, so I'm really proud of myself.
Well, and I think a lot of learning lesson there is, yes, did you get millions of likes? No. Or are you the TikTok influencer that we thought? No.
How many times did I get called a pick-me? Many.
Yeah, but there is something to be said, though, about resiliency, which is, yes, maybe it wasn't the most glamorous start to everything, but what at least was the ability to continue forward. You found other alternative methods. You found different ways to kind of explore what you wanted. You know what I mean? So just because it didn't work out flawlessly to what you wanted, at least it was a journey that was worth walking.
Yeah, and I'm grateful for the journey. You always have to be grateful of the highs and the lows because it's all a part of the same thing.
Absolutely.
So, all right, Chris.
Tell me.
A truth this season forced me to face. Like, give me a truth that you were forced to face throughout the past 3-4 months.
You know what's funny? I was thinking about this earlier today.
Indulge me.
Is that I'm smarter than I am. Okay, so a lot of people would always say, Chris, you're so confident. And I never really even thought about it as being confident. And I still don't think I'm as confident. But a truth that I faced was that if I put my mind to it, just to trust myself that I'll get there and 100%. Do it well. Yeah. And it sounds kind of ridiculous because if you can't trust yourself, then who can you trust? So at the same time, what I did realize was one kind of truth bomb was, wow, like if I really did invest in myself and really did believe what I see, what I hear, what I think, what I want, believe that my dreams are achievable, believe that the people around me are the right people that should be there, not believe in the critics, even better, that anything is truly attainable. I stand by that, and I don't say that in a cocky way. I say that with so much humility, because I do believe the one truth that was always lurking was, can I trust what I truly want in my life? And so I think that was one thing that I realized was, that I can.
I love that.
Thank you.
Always believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be achieved.
What about you? Okay, so let's do another question off the top of my head. Hey, Emilia.
Hey, Chris.
So what is a moment that changed how you see yourself today?
So I think going through sort of like the identity shift of being that person that always helps and everyone should receive it positively, and the fact that it didn't happen in a work situation really kind of brought into my everyday life that you have to do it because you want to do it and you're doing it for yourself. And reasons.
For sure.
Maybe we can relate that to like authenticity, if you will. I've always been the person, especially at work, to always try to go above and beyond. And I'm starting to realize that it might not work for certain people. And that's okay. I really struggled with myself saying, well, I'm going to stop. But a lot of times I have to keep reminding myself this year, like, I'm not going to change who I am because you're not aligning with it. That's not on me. That's on you. And that's okay. And I'm still having, difficulty reminding myself that on an everyday basis when you're in such a large corporate structure where there's so many different personalities to navigate. Even in friendships too. Like, it was funny. I there was a moment I was feeling something and I literally put into ChatGPT. I'm like, talk to me like I'm Mel Robbins and tell me like the let them theory. Like, how do I like get through this like spiral I was going down? And it's just like, it said, you have to keep it factual. So for example, it's like, they didn't invite you. That's all it is. Don't put emotion into it. Right. At work, it was like someone invited someone to something, and I'm like, oh, how come I'm not included? And I put is it because they didn't, I'm too this, I'm too that. And for me, I have to start looking things as a very like fact-based thing, saying, okay, you weren't invited. That's okay. It's not on you.
No.
That's been a really difficult thing, I think, for me to learn, because I always think it's about me. I have a very big ego in that sense, where it's like, well, is it because I'm too loud? Is it because they don't like the way I approach this? Is it because is it because I try to make people laugh and I try to be positive? It doesn't matter in the end of the day. What matters is that I am happy with the way that I'm portraying myself on a daily basis, and we're still learning it, but we're trying.
I love it. Yeah. That's huge.
Yeah, we're working on it. Hey, Chris.
Hey.
I have a question for you.
Tell me.
Give me a moment of this year that you shocked yourself.
Gosh, you know what's funny? I think I took a lot of risks this year, which was super awesome.
Yeah.
Let's start ridiculously low. I'm not a big reader whatsoever. Yep. I hate reading, and I never really liked it, but I've always wanted to be a reader because I always think I would learn a lot. And believe it or not, like, a lot of people have really good things to say, and there's a lot of life lessons out there, right? So I wanted to be a reader. I didn't know how to fit into the schedule, if you will. Like, I always thought like I had to be the one to sit down and make it like a big ritual out of it and stuff. So I just found out that I was bored while driving. So I found audiobooks, and now I have a ritual since January that I read an audiobook every time I commute to work. Amazing. And so here we are 13 books later. That's been great. 2 was that I opened a TikTok channel and kind of put my life out there, which was pretty awesome. 3, and by the way, I want to make this clear, is that I do feel like I showed a little bit of myself this year, and there's more that I would love to show about myself. Like, I am married. I would love to show a little bit more about that and stuff. And it's one of the most important aspects of my life that I do typically keep private, not for any other reason other than like, it's typically something that's for me that I love. But like, and I think people, sacred. Absolutely. So there's parts of it I do want to share more of and stuff. But yeah, I am happily married, and probably like the greatest accomplishment of my life. But yeah, I mean, it shocked me that I think I probably overindulge a little bit too much into myself and not necessarily into the shared experience there. I would say the last thing is probably what I would say is that I genuinely took a lot of risks, and I'm realizing like I'm a good risk taker. So good. So I'm realizing like I could do this a little bit more and focus on said risks and see where they go.
Yeah, if you're going to be a successful risk taker.
Oh my God, thank you. As you will be too.
We'll see.
You too. No, you will. Stop it.
She's having a hard time getting there, but she'll get there.
She's getting there.
She's getting there. Listen, yeah.
Listen, every plane has to take off, right? Mm-hmm. Every plane has to like go. There are always people waiting. You got to pick up those passengers, you know?
Yeah. I like that metaphor.
Yeah. As we're going through the things that were maybe the things that changed or like the highs and the lows and stuff, I think there's probably a lot since September 4th when we really went public about our lives. There was things that we probably really didn't get to really talk about. Is there anything, Emilia, that you feel like was left unsaid this season?
You know, I think with this season, like, we just touched the surface.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we were still trying to create this concept, right? So we kept things a little surface level. Which is, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, we're still
what hits.
Yeah, you know, we're still trying to build our cadence with this podcast, what we want to open up to, and I think I feel so comfortable now, like going deeper next season. I feel like a lot of people don't acknowledge that. Like, I feel sometimes people just are on the hustle and the grind that they don't acknowledge like the small little things.
Oh yeah.
And us just buying these mics and just sitting down and actually doing it in itself deserves to be celebrated.
Absolutely.
So I'm really proud of ourselves there. And I think that it can only go up from here. I mean, we're still experiencing life on a daily basis, right? So it's not like these conversations are ever going to stop, especially now we're growing into such bigger things.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? For example, family, entrepreneurship, larger like planning for the future, whether it's like investments or, you know, dealing with generational traumas. We're so much more than just corporate millennial besties that, like, you know, one's an admin, one's it's almost a C-suite level.
Oh yeah.
Can I say that?
One day.
Okay.
Yeah, one day.
One day. We just scratched the surface.
Yeah.
I'm like so like I'm just like in like such a deep sense of gratitude, but like I'm just so excited to see where we can take this because I feel like these conversations are really important.
The only thing that wasn't probably said about me, like I said, was like I feel like I almost live like these two lives. I have this like the Chris life that I think I was basically talking about myself on, which I didn't really go into like really my family dynamic or my marriage or any of that stuff. And again, part of that is because I do think privacy is important 100%. In life, and it's, as I think Sean Parker once said, like privacy is a celebrity. So I do think of that too. But I do think that too, that's like a part of my life that is worth sharing because it's definitely my most proud moments.
And it's so beautiful too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, no, so there's that. So I think that's one area like I should have maybe said more of, but I will say more of. But I also feel like one thing I never really, I guess, kind of spoke about was, I guess that like, when I hear back the episodes, I think I do sound more like astute or smarter. And I think something that was never unsaid is like, I'm deeply unsure of myself about a lot of different things. And while I probably say it, I don't think I've never really like went into like where it maybe comes from or maybe what it is. So probably like season 2 would be more about, I guess, like level 2, as we're saying, of things like that. This is more like level 1. Yeah. So that what was never really said was, yes, like the whole idea of external validation is we're not pros on anything by any means, but we're just the two average millennials going through things and seeing where we land. You know, I think we're realizing, like Emilia said, that some of these things were introductory or, you know, baseline just to see what sticks, but they're factual stories of things that are going on in our lives at that moment in time when we're filming. Yeah. But I think what doesn't get said is like all the other stuff that kind of surrounds it. So maybe in like season 2, you get a little bit more detail of what's really going on, you know?
Yeah. And I think the like overarching theme that we hope you guys feel from these conversations is that like we just do immensely care about people.
Oh yeah.
And we do immensely care about opening up the tough conversations that you might be too afraid to have. Because a lot of times when you look at, let's just call them like fair weather friends. Chris and I, off the podcast, we have very deep conversations that like hit a certain level of your soul that people are afraid to bear sometimes, whether it's in their marriage, whether it's in their friendship, and now for us on a public setting. So I definitely think we treaded lightly.
Yeah.
Maybe there was, for me, maybe there was a little bit of fear in it because I've had a rough go at trying to get on TikTok, and it hasn't been all positive. And you know, the not positive on TikTok with the not positive in my work, it's really affected me about how I feel like I'm presenting myself, and I don't think I'm presenting. I feel like I'm presenting myself with like such a masculine front that it's like I am really like feminine on the inside, but I don't know how to show it because for so many years I wasn't able to live in that space.
Sure.
And that's a difficult thing for me to admit, to be honest. But I think there is a little peak of confidence that I did just admit it. So
yeah. So there's that.
I mean, there's been so many things that we have went through this year, but also that we have celebrated this year. And just, you know, I listened back to all of our podcasts a couple weeks ago, and I was like, the amount of times I cringed, I'm like, oh my God, you're talking too close to the mic. Stop laughing.
Yeah.
Why are you interrupting? If you say like or one more time, I swear to God. So it's a really weird dichotomy to like listen to your conversations.
Oh my gosh. Yes, it is. When I tell you, I probably a very rookie mistake, went into this thinking, how hard is it to grab a mic, hear yourself talk about a subject, whatever it is, something that you're probably well versed in, i.e. about yourself, work, life, whatever it is.
Guys, it's hard.
And to then get a question and have it come out succinctly smart in a way that is authentically you, but also someone would resonate with. Because there are things that I might say that maybe like my family would say, but no one would understand it. So you're rephrasing it in your head. And then you realize, like, as you go through more series episodes, you're like, I'm just going to be entirely me, because that's a lot harder to try and sound a certain way, if you will.
Or edit it to make it sound a certain way. Like, just be yourself.
That's exactly it. But it is very hard to hear yourself back. It's very hard to have criticism about something, because you feel like this is your life story and someone has an opinion about your life story. So, yeah, I mean, it's of course what you get when you put yourself in the public eye, but it is funny how there are certain things that you feel that you prepared yourself with, which is maybe you have a script that you wanted to say, you know, or like an episode outline, whatever it is. And then you really do realize that, I might be prepared for the episode, but you're not ready for how you sound. You're not ready for all the oohs and ums that you had. You're not ready for your run-on answer that sounded like it was 10 seconds, but it was really 35. And then you realize, I spoke for 10 minutes just now. Like, it is a very challenging environment. So anyone who is a podcaster, influencer, whatever, our hats are off to you, because it looks so easy, but that typically means you're just very good at it.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely feel like my theme for this year, especially going into the end of the year and to bring into next year, is awareness. And just really kind of how I felt like I've just been going through life without having the awareness or the discernment about like what I'm putting out there. Having this acknowledgement of it now, I think, is going to bring a much more fruitful season.
Fruit forward.
So, Chris,
tell me.
We are in Q4 of the fiscal year.
We are. Calendar year. And we're actually mid-quarter.
Mid-Q.
Mid-Q. Yep. MQ. Yes, we're holidays. People are hitting PTO hard.
We're officially circling back for the next year.
Tell us.
We've hit it. What's next? What's next for us, Chris?
I have never been busier. And
you are popping off.
Popping, baby. There's a lot going on, actually. When I started the year, just to level set, when I started the year in January, I was deeply frustrated. I didn't know what I wanted. I knew that I started the running at this point. I was only a couple months in. I was happy with how it was progressing, but I didn't know where it was going to go yet. At this point, if it was January 1st, I probably just started that maybe I would do like a marathon or something like that, but not really entirely sure. And here we are again. I have a TikTok. I'm posting on that regularly. Here we are, ending season 1 of a podcast. I feel like I'm doing well with work. I do feel like I'm trying my best with friends. I feel like I have closer friends than before. I feel like I was able to create more self-confidence. I've read more books. I feel like I set myself up with like newer kind of like learning opportunities that should hopefully have some income at some point in life, maybe, which would be great. We'll see. But I think really what's next is I'm trying to like elevate myself. And with that, it means elevating kind of my entire personality, and that means just getting smarter, getting more eloquent, getting happier, getting stronger, getting faster, getting more personable, getting more humanistic on things. So I feel like that's the biggest next step, is like taking personality and using that to my advantage, and hopefully it's monetarily smart, hopefully it's personally smart, and hopefully it's humanitarianly smart.
Love that.
Thank you. What about you?
I think my theme for next year is to stop asking myself, how do I fit into this, and just build my own path.
Love it.
However that may be, I still don't know. Considering maybe looking into like some certifications of like maybe coaching or something.
Love this.
Like that. Dabbling with the idea of potential motherhood.
Love this.
Definitely wanting to stabilize myself within my career.
Yeah.
Because and I think that's just like a trigger from the last 2 layoffs that I never feel fully comfortable. Becoming better with finances, learning how to invest, maybe finding a different like stream of income in some capacity, whether, maybe TikTok might be in my favor eventually.
Yeah.
Or maybe just, maybe find another job somewhere, or maybe create my own job. I mean, the way I'm looking at next year is reflectively is like the world is my oyster, and I can't keep allowing myself to not take full advantage of it, because life is what you put into it. I always have felt, and I've always said with my husband, we are meant for such meaningful things. Like, we are meant to have a much more fulfilled and fruitful life. And even like, for example, have you been on Angel Tree TikTok this week by any chance?
No.
So people are going certain locations, like stores, like say like Walmart or like Home Depot, senior citizens homes. They have something called an Angel Tree.
Oh, nice.
And it's a company that goes around, and people that are less fortunate, they put what they would want for Christmas.
Oh, very sweet.
People are doing it for, like children, to give them like a happy Christmas and to like maybe help their parents. But then I didn't realize you can also do it for like hospice patients.
Oh, very sweet.
And the elderly and like people in senior citizen homes. It hits so deep in core, coming from grandparents that were unfortunately like had dementia, that were put on hospice. The season for me just hits in like, I'm such a Pisces. I just know like I'm meant to have a platform where it's like I can just do this and spend thousands of dollars, and it's like I can do it freely and not having to worry like, can I make my mortgage, you know what I mean, can I pay off my car? Like, I want to be able to give so freely, and like be philanthropic, or just be able to give to a mom that can't provide for her kids and give them a nice Christmas. I've just been going through it this week. But I mean, I want to create that life for myself and my husband.
That's awesome though. No, it's true. Especially around the holidays, you do have a sense of like recognition of what you have, what you don't have, what others have, what they don't have. So yeah, absolutely. And there's never a wrong time to be charitable.
Yeah. And I think with just the climate of the world, we all have to love each other again and stop the divide and stop. There's just so much division. There's so much hate.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
It just breaks my heart every time I like go online and I'm in the comment section, and it's just like, if there's a way that we can all just go back to loving each other in whatever capacity that might mean for you, but just be kind to your neighbors, be kind to strangers, and make the world a better place.
That would be awesome. I feel like, though there are really good people out there though. Like I'm not lost on thinking humanity's done and over with.
No, of course not. Yeah, of course not.
Yeah, especially after the story you just shared of like, there are companies that step up. There are people who step up. There are people that do very nice, humane things. So I think that's like a really big thing.
Yeah.
So I feel like what we're gonna do now is let's get off the
soap opera train.
No, but like let's end on a really good positive note, which is that look. So season 1, we said we scratched the surface. We did what we thought was in our hearts, that we thought were topics that resonated with us, that would be normal everyday conversations, did topics that we typically talk about often, and let you in on kind of a day in the life, if you will, of Emilia and Chris talking about said topics. For season 2, I think it's going to be a little bit different-ish, which is going to be perhaps each episode is maybe shorter, but there's more segments related to the same topic. Mm-hmm. That's one idea that we're exploring. Another one, I think, doing like more phase 2s of the conversations that we were talking about, whether it's on family, friends, career, etc. Another one of it might also simply just seeing the metamorphosis of us. I can't say, a couple months from now that we'll be in the same spots. Things might be vastly different. Yep. And that said, maybe it's a matter of just we pick up filming, and maybe you just realize that you'll see just the transformation of who we are as individuals. So next season is honestly a very big TBD thing. It's going to be something different, but we just don't know in what way just yet.
I think the next couple months are going to write season 2 for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. After the holidays, things will change, which will be wild.
Oh, 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
And I'm excited though, because we can then look back and say, look at everything that we've accomplished, or look at what has changed, look at our journey. I think next season is definitely going to be
a pivotal.
I think it's going to be instead of the external, we're going to start turning internal, which I'm really excited about.
Well, it's kind of funny though too, because you know what though, external validation was about giving myself a chance and then seeing like, can this work? And I'll be honest with you, you know what the ironic part is yes, did we have 1,000 viewers? No. Did we even have 100 viewers? No. However, what it did say was, even though one person listened, the fact that that person listened, it meant that there's some other person out there that wants something like the content that we're putting out.
Correct.
And so even if one person heard it and thought, that was kind of cool or interesting or kind of resonated or I disagree, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So
we were thought about.
Exactly. That's exactly it. So the external validation side of it was totally true. Was there a proof of concept to it? And I think we did prove a little bit of a proof of concept.
I think so. I mean, it's still just like in any company. Like everything's always evolving.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes this so exciting, because we're human beings. We're changing every single day, and I think it's going to be really interesting to see how we come back in the new year, what we've accomplished, and kind of like to go a little bit deeper for you guys to kind of get to know us on a tier level 2, if you will. You just touched the surface at tier level 1. Now we're going to go down to tier level 2.
Exactly.
Get into the nitty gritty.
I will tell you though, if I could say something to my future self.
Please do. Ooh, let's do that.
It would be, I'm going to say, hey, Chris, in the next 12 months, you're going to embark on something that's authentically yours. And it's time that you do it for yourself and take everything that you've been training for and put it to good use, because you're about to do something super epic and cool.
Amazing.
And don't stop ever.
Never. I love that. Okay, so hey, by the end of next year, you're going to step into who you are at your core. You are going to grow the confidence you need to not allow the external to affect your internal.
Love this.
And you're really going to start taking action on your life.
Love that.
You're going to allow the saddies to take over, or the stress of a situation to kind of stop you from doing what you're meant to do in this life. So I'm really excited to take huge leaps forward in my life.
Amazing. So, with that said,
it's the final sign off for season 1.
It's the final sign off.
Chris, give us a little tidbit. Give us a parting word, if you will.
I would say that thank you again.
Thank you,
Emilia, for a great season.
Thanks for taking a chance on me.
Oh my God, thank you. I will say that for anyone out there who doesn't believe in the power of talking, I would suggest that you try and find your voice. For anyone that didn't have a friend, know that you have a friend in us.
Yes.
If you ever need someone to talk to or whatever, just know that you're always a phone call or one word away from starting a conversation. You never know where that's going to go. If I look at myself again, I've learned a lot of great, valuable lessons. You're never too old, you're never too young, you're never too anything to pick up a microphone and learn about another person. So I would strongly suggest everyone do this, because you really don't know what you're going to learn about other people and life. That said, my kind of departing word is, every time you kept going this year, I proved something. And thank you to everyone who believed in my proof. Thank you to everyone who also doubted me, because I hope that proof of my existence and that success was enough for you to see that I'm going to do what I can to be the best version of myself.
I love that. I think for myself, I'm going to keep it short and sweet, because I don't want to cry again. This is a reminder for everyone, no matter what stage of your life that you're in, that you don't need anyone's permission anymore. Not after everything that you were able to survive.
And with that, this is external validation, and this is only the beginning.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.